You don't change your life by thinking harder. You change it by noticing what state you're actually in. Most people believe they're stuck because of who they are, but more often they're reacting to a state they don't yet recognize. State versus identity. One of the most important distinctions I teach and live is this: state is not identity. Stress is a state. Fear is a state. Overwhelm is a state. None of those define you. But if you don't notice the state you're in, you'll start making decisions as if it's permanent. That's how people end up thinking, this is just who I am right now. From a neuroscience perspective, this is where awareness becomes powerful. When you pause and observe your thoughts, instead of reacting to them, a different part of the brain comes online. Not the emotional center, not the survival response, but the part responsible for self-observation. Awareness doesn't fix the problem immediately, but it changes the state you're operating from. And state determines choice. Last summer, one thing after another went wrong on my RV trip. I had a broken axle, I had to buy new tires, my dog had health issues, my computer failed. There was even a mishap that stranded me in Kentucky for an entire month. And honestly, it didn't end there. To say I was overwhelmed would be an understatement. I'm not claiming I breezed through any of it, but because I've been practicing these techniques for a while, I was able to catch the negative thoughts, especially the ones saying, I don't know what to do. Instead of judging myself, I named the fear. And once I did that, clarity started to return. Not all at once, but enough to do whatever needed to be done next. This matters. Awareness doesn't feel calming at first. Often it feels exposed. That's because awareness removes autopilot. Autopilot protects us with habit. Awareness asks us to stay present with what's actually happening. That discomfort isn't failure. It's honesty. The K in the WKRP is for knowing thyself. This is where know thyself really lives, not in insight alone, not in self-analysis, but in asking in real time, what state am I in right now? Knowing yourself means noticing tension, urgency, avoidance, fear, without shaming it. Awareness is the doorway to responsibility, not blame. Metacognition is a simple idea. It means thinking about your thinking. It's the moment you say, wait, why did I react like that? That pause matters. Research shows that naming a thought or an emotion reduces its intensity. Observation weakens impulsive reactions. Your brain literally shifts gears when awareness enters the room. I see this all the time with leaders. Leaders make better decisions once they're regulated. Fear plays a huge role in overwhelm. I don't know what to do is one of the most common thoughts when someone is flooded with options that don't feel good. Awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions allows you to name what's happening instead of judging yourself. And once that happens, clarity comes. Outcomes change without force. So in License to be Badass, the S in badass means stay the course. This is where stay the course becomes real. Staying the course doesn't mean pushing harder. It means staying present long enough to understand what's actually happening inside you. Strength isn't controlling your thoughts. Strength is noticing them before they control you. Change is inevitable in leadership, in radio, in the creative industry, in publishing, in marketing. Stress will block clarity, and unaddressed stress leads to burnout. When you notice your patterns, how you think, how you react, stress becomes information, not a verdict. Be aware of how you're thinking about things. Seeing your stress as information changes everything. You begin to respond instead of react. And response creates agency. This is where the courtyard exists. It's a space where awareness is allowed, where no one is rushing you into certainty or performance. Depth grows here because observation is safe and safety restores choice. I'm translating this in a way of working into a more structured space soon, not to rush it, but to give it a home. You don't need to change everything. You don't need more answers. You just need to notice what state you're in before you decide what comes next. Awareness doesn't solve the problem. It changes the ground you're standing on. If this kind of thinking resonates, this is the work I stay with in writing, in leadership, in life. You're welcome to stay in the conversation.